It happened.
It does happen. Welcome, everybody. It is us again on Tuesday this week. We watched a bunch of things. We're going to be talking Legion, Westworld. I saw Adrift. Luke saw Upgrade. Then we're going to be talking Anon, Revenge, and Action Point. Did you get them all watched?
Everything but Adrift, yeah. No, I wasn't doing that.
Which, I don't know why, because it's a great movie. So, there you go.
Even with that dumb twist?
Was that a dumb twist?
That he was dead the whole time?
Well, fucking huge ass spoilers. No. It made a lot of sense at the end, because it did a cool thing where it showed that she was hallucinating and imagining him. Fuck it, let's just do it right now. Adrift, stellar. The set design, makeup, you know me, and you know I'm pretty much in love with Shailene Woodley. I think she's a great actress. But no, stellar set design. They nailed their makeup for being in the sun for a month and a half. Sun-soaked hair and everything was just spot on. But I loved the storytelling aspect of it because it took the dire straits of getting marooned. I don't know if that's the word you use. And then interwoven it with the good times. So it was this beautiful mix of this harsh and beauty of this story. And after the movie, they showed the clips. I feel she genuinely believed that she. I mean, I'm sure it was hallucination that he was there, but the fact that his memory kept her willing alive to keep going until she was finally saved. So it was a cool movie. There were a lot of goddamn kids at the movie that surprised the hell out of me for how somewhat difficult some of the scenes were, for sure. So,
well, kids got to learn something.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do at all. I think it's just bad parenting the whole way around. So, I highly suggest it. It was an awesome movie.
Oh, I didn't have time.
I kind of want to talk Upgrade, but I really kind of hope I see it this next week.
I bet you don't.
I hope it comes. Listen, if it comes to Mason, I'm definitely going to.
Good for you.
Because how awesome was it?
I think you would really dig it. I like it okay enough. There's a certain kind of thread they go on for a portion of the film that I feel if they had done that, would have enjoyed it a lot more. But yeah, it's Blumhouse. They give these interesting creators a little bit of money so that they can't ever fail and just let them do what they want. And I'm pretty sure we've talked before about how that's the model to do it, because it only opened to $4 million, but it made its budget back in one weekend, so they're allowed to do these weird things they want to do. It's got some good gore effects at times. It's well acted. It's interesting. I wish you'd seen it because it kind of parallels Anon to a good degree in some of the themes well enough. But I also feel like we're just really weirdly deep in this sci-fi resurgence of mirroring where we are technologically now and just taking it a step further. So it's not weird that they're connected, but there is a nice theme, a parallel theme between them. And there's some stuff I really liked in it. Yeah, but then there's some stuff I'm like, eh.
Nice. Hopefully I can get to see it. I might have to go a little bit further out of my reach to see it, but I really, really am intrigued by it, so I want to see it.
I can tell you it's better than it's far better than the other movie I saw in theaters this week. Yeah.
We'll get to that. With that being said, I think Westworld was so great this week that everything else was just fine for me. Like I don't know if it was you telling me that I just had to get over myself, but like everything clicked in Westworld this week for me that I was like, all right, I'm back in. I'm sorry for doubting you guys even a little bit. Let's roll.
It was. I believe it's me for like the past 3 weeks being like, get over yourself. And then I'm going to come in this week and be like, that was a dumb episode, whatever.
Did you like it?
Not really. It was just kind of there. No, it did. One, I don't think any of like the revelations throughout the episode is anything we haven't been talking about for the past 4 weeks talking about the show. Get it's played as like this.
I remember the first season doing this very well, that it would allow the viewer to like kind of get the concept, and then they would go ahead and be like, yeah, that's basically what we were showing you. The fucking root closet full of Bernies was like, they showed that in the teaser from last week, and I was like, what the fuck's going on with this? To realize that there's actually a few Bernie. I believe there's a couple Bernies walking around at the same time, so this show is perfect for me.
I find that the show is, I enjoy it when it allows itself to have some fun and it's doing some interesting things. But then you get episodes like this where it's just so like pretentious and like we're just gonna have fucking Anthony Hopkins do these weird monologues that really don't mean anything and they're just words. And yeah, you can make that
he's got a body again. He can fucking start doing some shit again.
Yeah, but like why? What's the point? Like he's all like, I want my creations to have full autonomy to do whatever they want, but now I'm gonna be a sci-fi ghost and possess you to do what I want. It's everyone is very like they say they're doing all their actions diametrically oppose that, and it makes this weird conflict of me going, are the writers dumb or do they just like, is it meant to be like this? Because like even like when Dolores and Maeve have their little like tete-a-tete at the end, and she's all like, you know, it's not really your child, it's just something they use to control you. And it's just like, I've seen you do everything you did for the past 4 episodes for your fake dad. Like you just did the same thing. Like what? Get over yourself.
No. I don't think it's. I think she understands that what's inside of him will allow them to get out in the real world. So I think it's been a ruse that she's only done it for her dad, but I think she knows more than everybody else, which has been shown because she's been there from the beginning, and like they're one of the oldest bots, her and Bernie, and like that reveal that they were perfecting those two living with each other and like making sure they were controlled before moving forward, like so fucking intense. Like
I feel
it made sense. It made sense at the beginning of this season where like they were out in the real world showing off and whatever, and like it was shown like, and then you reveal that Bernie was like, him and Dolores were like, he wasn't controlling her, but they were living together for the most part. I don't know. I'm cool with that. Like,
whatever.
And I kind of want to see how some of those Bernie bots met their fate, because there were fucking some couple mangled sons of bitches.
It's whatever. It's probably the exact same that we saw from season 1. Once the reality
right now, you gotta get over yourself.
No, I was gonna say like more than likely, and it's the same thing we saw happen to trying to put a human consciousness in. It's the reality his brain can take, and he probably killed himself. Rejected his reality.
It was interesting seeing Anthony Hopkins for basically getting his body back. I think the interesting part is now that I've given her so much shit that Maeve is my favorite character because I think she's going to become a much more integral key to this whole thing than she thought she was. And I think it's going to come down to a fight between her and Dolores. So.
Or is it going to come down to a fight between them and Ed Harris? Because apparently he is unkillable. Like, that dude got shot so many times.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what he wanted, so he deserves to get shot all that time.
And then be like, oh no, there's humans coming, I better hide. Can't let them save me after I've just been gut shot.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A.
I hope the next episode is just him doing peyote and cleaning up his wounds.
Me too. Me fucking too.
Yeah, what, two episodes? 3 episodes left?
I think that was only 6.
That was 7, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it was 7. Let me double check real quick. Because I hope it was 6. Because I'm back in love with this damn show.
No, because it was 3 and then 2 in Shogun World. That's 5. The last week, I don't know. I think it's 7.
Jeez. Yeah, it was 7. So we got 3 left.
Boom, good. I'm ready for it to be over.
No, you're not. It's fucking fantastic right
now. I love how, like, we just flip positions week to week. Like, she was on the other foot for the past 3 weeks, and now I'm just like, I'm over it.
It's ridiculous. I really thought we were coming into this and we were just going to be in sync. And it was going to be solo all over again, that we just fell in love. We're back on track. Consequently, Westworld coming together this week. Let me forgive everything else that I didn't give a shit about. Legion was kind of hit or miss, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to trust him because my faith faltered with Westworld, so I trust Legion again.
You're the one who's been trusting him the whole season.
I have, but it's only been a front. I've been lying to you, and I haven't trusted him. And now I'm total faith. Swear to God.
How can I ever, like, no, you can't just be like, oh, I've been lying for weeks. It's fine.
It's, okay. I had faith in it, that it was going to allude to this grand plan, but faith and believing are 2 different things, maybe? Whatever. I believe that the writers know what the hell they're doing. Both shows have incredible writers that I just have to trust.
Huh. Fair enough. So you liked it or not? I can't tell.
I think I'll like it later. Like, this episode made me like a few of the last episodes. It's really weird.
That's not an opinion.
I know, right? It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe how. Like, I'm enjoying the show as a whole. I kind of see where things are heading. They do a weird thing where they fucking take a left turn right when they almost get to something. So it's hard to tell how and where it's going. But yeah, I saw all the reveals that showed what David was planning, kind of, and like implanting memories into people was awesome. I think the Melanie shit was kind of boring as hell, but
Well, that's because even you were like last episode. You're like, oh, I thought she was dead. I didn't even know because they haven't done anything with her for a whole season. To the point we even go back in this episode to relive a conversation she had with Sid from the first episode. Like, they should have just taken the whole Melanie segment and intersped it throughout the rest of the season. Like, there's no point of me going.
I think that would have worked a lot better,
because there's no reason for her to be gone the whole season, then show her turning, and then show us how she turned within the span of one episode. Like, it's narratively inert.
Well, I'm sure with the high caliber actress and Jermaine, like, they just aren't obligated to be in that many episodes. So I think taking 4 or 5 off this far of the season, like, just makes sense, I guess. But can we talk about Lenny a little bit?
What do you want to talk about Lenny for?
Lenny was fantastic this episode. It's eerie, her eyes too, like, that they point them out, and it's like, yeah, those aren't Aubrey Plaza's eyes, and it's really weird.
Yeah, it's been bugging me for the past 4 episodes or whatever. I don't like it.
It's kind of weirdly attractive. It's hard to describe. This show is so strange, and I feel like we're getting back into that great groove where it's strange for its own good.
I don't think anything was really strange this episode, though.
No, for the most part, I mean, it was pretty straightforward, but it had that eerie vibe to it. Like, he kind of just had to go on blind faith for it all.
What I'm curious about is, do you think that Amy is actually in Lenny's head, or is that David fucking with her to make her do what he wants her to do?
Yeah, I definitely did not think about that until right now you said it. But I think it is Amy. I think they're fighting for control of the body. Much like Lenny and David were fighting for David's body in the first season. I think I feel like that's how the Shadow King was put into David's body. And I feel that Amy and Lenny are now having that fight for the body. I was happy to see that there is an actual weapon and it's not just David. Even though we haven't seen the weapon.
Yeah, it's just a briefcase thing right now. Who knows?
What if she opens it up and it's just a small David and she just holds him in his hand?
And shoots him out of that sniper rifle? I'd be cool with that.
Thanks for releasing me. We got 3 episodes left of this? Or 2?
There's 11. That's all I know. I don't know. Better get shit together real soon. That's all I'm saying.
Back on track. Love and Legion. Let's do it.
I did like this episode more. I thought it was interesting that they focused on the women, and it's, the way ultimately their lives have been affected or going to be infected in not a positive way, it looks like, due to their relationship with the men in their lives. I think it's an interesting take.
Yeah, I think it does a great job of. Season 2 is kind of the opposing side to season 1, where it was all about how all these lives had affected David, but now it's kind of like how these lives have been affected by David being in their lives.
And even further than it wasn't, it's weird. It's interesting. We'll see what happens. I think both on this and Westworld, I think if it'd be a lot better just to binge them. I think I would look more fondly on these things if I didn't had it there for.
Well,
I mean, come
think
on,
you'd
like
be
got
because you'd be over that frustration. Like you were like, I need to know what's happening, but I won't know for a couple more weeks yet. So these
yeah.
are definitely binge-worthy shows.
So, but it did get picked up for season 3. So,
Fuck yes, I'm in. Let's do this. Party Legion season 2, Legion season 3. But like we should maybe totally just binge that one.
maybe.
I'm pretty sure we won't be able to because I'm pretty sure we're gonna fall in love again all over at the end of the season.
I guess
everybody
really
gets sucked up into orbs and then they go to a different planet.
a different
It was
planet.
aliens all along.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
different planet.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing in these last couple episodes. And
Right on.
yeah, I don't know.
So watch it and get caught up, and then tell us what you think.
We're waiting until it's all done and then watch it in one throw, so you won't be upset me.
Yeah, get through these talks of us talking about it, and then watch it all, and then get back to us. So, your choice.
My eyes.
Now let's talk about these movies. These sweet ass movies. How'd you like Anon?
Okay. Well, let's start with Action Point because it's the one I have the least to talk about.
All right, let's start with Action Point because it was
really bad. Really bad.
Listen, I'm trying to find the positive, but there's not a lot there. It's kind of a charming little movie,
No,
but it's kind of real bad.
It's not charming at all. It's real bad.
Did you like Adventureland?
Yes.
See, it felt very much like in those veins, but just kind of a worse production, I guess.
It felt like a really loose, like 80s slobs versus elite movies that they used to make all the time, but not a good one. No. So here's the most interesting part of the movie. I went to it yesterday at 4:00 in the afternoon. Only one there. Until about the second, third preview, then a family walked in. And it looked like a man and a woman in like their late 50s and like a 13-year-old kid. They proceeded to sit one seat away from me in the same row. And then I was the only one in the theater, so I was very, very weirded out by that. They then proceeded to glasses off. Just everything was like, oh yeah, and then he'd get hit and just ha 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 for 20 minutes, and then they all got up and walked out and never came back.
That's awesome. That would have made the movie for me. See, I love Johnny Knoxville as an actor, and I think he's in this weird transition where he wants to be a movie star, but he's not willing to go after it like he did with Jackass, because I think Jackass lost him a lot of great relationships and friendships. Like, everything that was involved with the, like, management and money side of things. Like, he just lost a lot of friendships. So I think he's trying to build something for himself. And this feels like a very first draft of a movie.
Whereas, like, I feel it's more of it's like he's like very, very sadly looking back on like, remember back in the day? Because like the movie like starts and they're watching like YouTube videos of people being hurt and just laughing, and it's like, this reminds me of my good old days. Now we're going to go into the story of the movie. It's this weird like meta commentary on like his relationship with it. But the problem is like, this is just bad. Like it's a bad narrative with not good actors attached to it, and it struggles to do anything.
It was really weird too. The credits, I guess, where Pontius was like acting, and then like he broke character. He's like, "Oh, he wasn't just being an asshole. Like that was the character he was playing." Like, there were some fun elements, but for the most part, this was a real mess.
Which is sad because, like, I think, you know, like, obviously we came up of the time, it's so weird. You can't even, like, find Jackass anymore because everyone's just like, it's still, you know, like, MTV has this weirder version of, like, we're going to get sued if people see this, yet 99% of YouTube is people lighting themselves on fire and doing a lot worse, and I can go watch that at any time.
Yeah.
But, like, what Jackass was at its core was, like, it was, like, modern-day vaudeville. It was so, like, endearingly charming, and, like, them doing slapstick. It was so interesting, and, like, some of the stuff they did was so disturbingly inane. Like, I just don't know how they got to a point of, like, where they put this together that is almost, like, avant-garde. It's so weird. Like, no one in their right mind thinks of this stuff. And I think it's a very important piece culturally on, like, how we got to that point before the era that we are now of everyone having smartphones and recording everything, of what this was culturally as an impact. And it was just super funny. And now you reach that, now we're this, like, this movie is like a nadir of, like, stop. Don't ever, whatever you're trying to do, stop it.
I just want to see Johnny in more things because I really like him as an actor, but this wasn't the one.
No,
Not
it was
the
bad.
one for sure.
And it flopped horribly, you know? Like,
with good reason. I couldn't imagine this doing well.
Which is weird because, like, those Jackass movies made a ton of money. Even
I think they were kind of
did good.
I think they were leaning on that heavily.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, I think it opened to like $2 million. It was really bad. It was a big flop for Paramount.
I'm pretty sure the trailer had more action than the actual movie itself.
For sure, everything was shown in the trailer. Like, if you're gonna go see, like, what wild antics they get up to, you've seen it all in the trailer. Now you just gotta sit through Johnny Knoxville being a bad dad. Like, that's all you gotta sit through for the rest of the movie. And me,
consequently,
I was gonna say, me being really weirded out by how close Pontius is to a bunch of teenage girls. It's very uncomfortable.
It looks like the budget was about $20 million. Looks like it opened at 2.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Like, I want to say it was a good movie, but it was kind of just a mess and a bad movie.
It was. I'm not afraid to say it. It was a mess and a bad movie.
It's just a really odd, like, it was an odd look at movies we grew up watching and, like, the characters we knew from, like, the last decade put in those spots. So, what an odd 80s point.
Yeah,
all the stunts and actions and everything, like, felt like, listen, we can do this 4 or 5 times, get the best take, but I think they started doing them and they're like, one take's good. We're going to break ourselves in half. We just can't do this anymore. So.
Also, like, I didn't really, like, look into it. I'm sure they all got hurt doing it and stuff, but, like, Knoxville can't walk right in this movie. He's got this weird, like, limping gait the whole time.
I think he got that from when he was doing all of that bullshit, like the bull Jackass clown stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm curious if, like, he broke his foot during this and couldn't walk, or if, like, literally he can't walk right anymore. It's very not fun to watch.
Very much.
And also, it's kind of gross that, like, so many of those guys from Jackass were, like, you know, like, they hurt themselves real bad and they got addicted to pills or booze, and then Knoxville's just drinking the whole movie and Pontius is just popping pills the whole movie. It's really weird and unsettling.
Yeah, for sure. So that's Action Point, I guess. Don't see it.
It's cool. You obviously didn't see it, so it's fine.
So on to the better attractions. I enjoyed Anon. How about you?
Kind of.
Kind of. I think
Yeah,
we're
I
in the
think
same. I think we're in the same realm. Like, it had a lot of good ideas. Kind of execution of it was a little bit iffy. I
I
really like
think no,
Clive Owen.
I think mine is that I think all the world building's good. I think the idea of like ostensibly it's mining social media for all information and dispersing it to everyone is a very relevant topic in what we've heard everything come out from what Facebook's doing with their information and all this lately. I think the design's good. I think the movie looks good. I just don't think the story's that interesting. Once you actually get to like this murder mystery that they're on, it's not that interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the world building's excellent. Like, that's what I want to see from Cyberpunk is just this eye. I'm guessing it's just an eye implant that lets you see all this stupid bullshit. So very futuristic, but set in now times. All that was incredible. It took what the one Black Mirror episode did with the contact lenses, lets you see all this crap, like, and kind of dumbed it down.
I don't think it dumbed it down. How is it more dumb than what Black Mirror did? It's ostensibly more realistic, I think.
Well, no, I think Black Mirror just had a tighter story, and they could tell it under an hour. So,
well, that's not just dumbing it down.
It kind of is because you have to add filler stuff to stretch it out, I suppose.
Whatever, man. I don't care.
Listen, I still enjoyed it. I just wish it would have been a better story, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you only get a kernel. Like, they could have done a little bit more to make their real sense of urgency and stuff, but like, some of the stuff was a little heavy-handed, like where they kept showing his kid, and like, you knew that whoever he was going to be fucking with going down that path was going to delete that shit. Like, it was weird seeing all this stuff like controlled by the eyes and everything. So it had a lot of good ideas, but the story was lacking.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree with that, but I was like, whatever. You get to see Clive Owen do cocaine and bang hookers, so that happens. Even though he's a cop, they really take it seriously.
Listen, that's the future. That's what we're looking forward to in the future.
Also, they set up 2 separate undercover stings of this girl, and not once are they just like, let's just grab her. They're all like, no, we just gotta see what happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Setting up a sting for somebody that can fuck with your head that much, like, I mean, that's very dangerous. And they saw that because, like, fuck, you relied on your eyes so much that having them taken away, you were just fucking blindly walking, like they showed.
Yeah, it's weird that there's not like an off switch, and since it's interesting that they don't really get into it, but it's obvious that everyone has this, and you can't not have it, and you can't have it taken away. That she, the whole movie, like, she wants to be anonymous, so she has to delete footage and hide herself and stuff. But like,
I think
you can't just not have it.
I think it was good that they did the show and not tell part, but I think it probably could have been a little bit better with like just a paragraph of exposition at the beginning of it, like saying like everybody was implanted with these in the beginning, blah blah blah.
Or even like she could have explained it, like why she wanted to be anonymous but couldn't because her family made her get it when she's born or whatever, because you see a baby with it too. A baby has this, whatever it is. It's also it drives me absolutely insane, the shifting aspect ratio in the film. it drove me nuts when it goes
The
to
what?
first person and goes to
Oh,
the
okay, yeah.
aspect ratio.
Oh God, it's, that portion was so, it was just jarring because they just don't have a good way of doing it, and it just,
I don't see any reason why I'm watching something in 235 widescreen and then it pops to full screen when they go to first perfect. Like, I get it when you do it if, like you go back and you watch Nolan movies when it pops to full screen with the stuff you shot in IMAX, because literally they have to blow it up that big to replicate the cell. But like, this is literally just them being like, oh yeah, now it's full screen. Now we're back to widescreen. And it goes back and forth ridiculous amounts where it'll be like full screen, point of view, full screen, point of view. And I'm just like,
it's like,
stop it.
hey, you remember that part where everybody hated in the movie Doom? Let's do that a lot. And didn't necessarily work that well.
But it's also on Netflix, so whatever. Ain't gonna hurt you to watch it.
Yeah, for being a Netflix original, it's worth a watch. Because the world looks gorgeous, and I can definitely see this becoming like a future thing. So it's terrifying and awesome at the same time. What's that?
Is it awesome?
Listen, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. We're getting robots. We're getting fucking controlled by the media. Might as well just accept it.
No, that's
so I
absolutely
guess it's kind of awesome. But moving forward, how do you think, or did you enjoy Revenge?
I'm more curious on if you enjoyed Revenge, because I'm used to these kind of things. You're not.
I freaking loved Revenge.
Woo! Love.
Pretty
wow. Wow. So you're a big fan of the rape revenge movies?
I'm not a fan of that, but I'm guessing since I had to watch it, this was I'm glad she got her revenge. For sure.
Yeah, so what you, since you love it, what's going on? Why is it up there for you?
It was just an odd, like, when from the point where they try killing her, like, I mean, she should basically be dead, but you knew the peyote was coming into play, and it's like, it was something wild. Her getting the upper hand after struggling with these killers, like, was just a good. It didn't feel like Ray in the Mary Sue complex. Like, she had to earn her survival. So.
Could be. I read it more like, yeah, I like it. I had heard good things coming from festivals and stuff. That's why I wanted to see it. The rape revenge subgenre of film, because it's a very wide berth, and it's terrible. They're all pretty fucking bad. But I was willing to try this because I heard it was good, and also it was written and directed by a female, so I knew it wasn't going to be exploitive in the way those older movies were. Like, if you would go back and watch, like, I Spit on Your Grave, I swear half of that movie is just a rape scene, and then she gets away and then they rape her, and it's just repeated that over and over. But what's gross about those old films like that is not alone that you're subjugated to watching that. It's that it's shot almost pornographically, like it's meant to titillate and excite. So it's like, in this time frame now, this whole, like, especially within like the Me Too movement, can this subgenre exist and have a reason to, is interesting. And I think it plays well. Like, the whole movie, like the beginning, it's very male gazy. The camera's, right up her dress and following her around. But once once she's reborn from her peyote fire, you know, like it does the same thing of looking at her body, but now it's of strength and not in a sexualized way. It's really interesting. And especially once you come towards the roles have been reversed, how the hunters at the beginning with the gun caught her unaware half naked in the living room. Now she's on the opposite side and it's the man who's exposed and shown.
I was upset that they didn't have the shot of at the end where he's just in the living room and like it'd be the long look of where they ran off. I was just waiting for the truck to fucking come over the hill and just crash through that window. Like, that's all I wanted. And then to have them have that standoff at the end. Like, I think that would have been fucking dope.
But no, it's good. I like it. It's got some really gnarly practical effects too. Like the foot part was a little. I couldn't.
The foot part was a much. The whole fucking tree threw her for a good 10, 20 minutes. Like, still not sure how she burned it to break it off, but still had it sticking through her. Like, it was weird, but I liked it. It had that high tension vibe to it, like this woman's survival at all odds. So,
well, yeah, it's also from you know, it's from a French filmmaker. Definitely part of probably that new. Oh my god, I hate talking about film sometimes. The new wave of French extremity, the early to late 2000s hyper gory French films. It definitely kind of belongs to that filmmaking, which include high tension. But no, it's interesting. It's good. Excuse me. It's very well acted, and it's just about the right runtime. You know. Excuse me.
Yeah, at no point I was just like, come on, wrap it up. But yeah.
Yeah, because at one point I was just and it's like I was alluding to earlier, it's not exploitive in the terms of the sexual violence. Like, I'm glad they, you know, it's the rape happens off screen and it's you only hear it for a few seconds. You know, like it's in a lot of that genre. Like I said, it's used for titillation. Like you would have seen the rape and it would have. Oh, that's gross. But then again, like they turn the camera and it's a very, you know, like there's some hanging dong hanging out there. You know, it's like this weird role reversal towards the preconceived notions of what you get within the genre. Mm. And also, everyone bleeds a metric, like it's like Evil Dead levels of blood.
Yeah, apparently everybody has 11 gallons, not pints, of blood in their body. It just like, fucking spurts.
Oh, I about died laughing.
Which was great for like every walking away, like every trail of blood was like for miles. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but. or when the final confrontation in the house and he gets gut shot and then you see it's just spattered over 4 different walls. It's like, how did that even happen? I love this.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Plus, nothing better than getting high on peyote and branding yourself with a beer logo.
Most ridiculous thing, but it works. It's whatever. So the nightmare cycle that happened right after that, like where she was just caught in a loop of getting her head blown off. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I don't do fucking drugs like that. No, thank you.
Nice. That's why I don't do drugs too. I just don't want my head blown off continuously.
No, anything that can cause hallucinations, no bueno.
Oh, no. And they never came back. Like, he broke his nose and was like, I told you to turn off the fucking air conditioner. And then takes off. Like, I was just waiting for that moment.
Yeah, but you got that sweet moment of him just Oh, that fucking foot scene is just like that's almost like the hand scene in Gerald's game. Just almost like too much. It was not fun.
Ugh. All right, we're done talking about
Yeah.
that foot scene.
But that, and also like when she's like hunting him down, and that car's like a mile away, and she's all like, "I got my shotgun here with my scope. I'm gonna get you." Like, come on now.
Totally. Something else. So definitely see Revenge. Rent it and watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's good stuff. It is. It's really good. Now I'm gonna start creeping us down into that hole of more exploitation stuff soon. Come on, man. We're just gonna dip our toes in.
Fine. So what are we watching for next week, Ben?
Next week's like fully loaded theatrically. Yeah, you know what's coming next week.
I don't.
So we'll catch up again because Westworld and Legion aren't fucking done yet. We'll go through those.
You're so defeated. You're like, oh, we just had to get through it, but like, it's enjoyable still.
We'll listen. Okay, we'll check out the first episode of Cloak and Dagger. But even if we both like it, I'm not doing it week to week. Like we can touch base at the end of the season, kind of thing. But like, we'll check in on this premiere, see what's going on with it. Then theatrically, we have Hotel Artemis, Ocean's 8, and Hereditary.
I'm super not excited about Hereditary so much.
Yeah, you are.
No, definitely not.
Are. Yeah.
100% not. Because I'm seeing everybody saying that, yeah, it's truly terrifying. And yeah, I definitely don't want that in my fucking brain.
Yes, you do. Oh, and I'm going to make you watch Lady Bird because it's on Prime now.
That's fair. I was going to make you watch Coco, but I remembered that we got to watch Lady Bird as well.
Yeah.
Unless you want to watch Coco. It's really good. It's on Netflix.
Maybe. Nope. No.
It's so good.
I'm just like actively boycotting Pixar right now.
Nope. Fuck that. We're doing Coco next week, so get ready.
Why?
You're making me watch Lady Bird. I'm making you watch Coco because I want to watch it again. I don't give a fuck. I love that movie.
Again. You don't need to make me. It's gonna make.
Yeah, but I'm making you.
But what if the thing you're always afraid of happens? You make me watch a movie you love, and then I break it for you, and like I point.
See, that's why I'm trying it with this one. There's a few more that I want to try, but if you really wreck this one, I'm like, listen, hands off. I'm not gonna make you watch anything else. But so we'll do that in 2 weeks because it looks like we're pretty packed for next week. I have no idea how limited is Hotel Artemis going to be.
I'm pretty sure they're. Well, it sucks because you live in a shit place. I don't know. It's opening in over 2,000 theaters, but so did Upgrade.
You said that about Upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, again, it also did that, but.
Yeah, it's not even coming up for Jordan Creek. So I wonder if it's not. Updating until
the theaters here. The theaters don't upgrade till Wednesdays. Is the earliest you can see what's playing this weekend most times. It's true.
Okay, fair enough. I'll double check tomorrow and hopefully something close to getting it. I know I'll probably have to go out of town for Hereditary, but I think Ocean's 8 is going to be here. But Cloak and Dagger.
Hereditary. Get ready.
I've never not been so excited about a movie. Like, This is so far beyond anything that I just don't want to see.
You've watched horror movies. You're getting better at it.
Yeah, but this is to that point where it's not. It's paranormal shit, and that's the stuff that I hate because like
you don't know that
I can't fight a ghost. We found that out in Winchester. I can't fight ghosts.
See, you liked Winchester though. That was paranormal.
Yeah, because it was campy. Yeah, but that was campy shit. And I'm not building a house for ghosts, so I don't have anything to worry about with that.
You should build a house for ghosts.
Absolutely not. 100% no. So.
Ghost house. Oh, what's that Ghost House movie? What is that movie? 13 Ghosts.
13
we watched
Ghosts?
13 Ghosts. Yeah, 13 Ghosts.
I'd rewatch that. I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it's a lot. Like, there's a couple like brutal kills, like House on Haunted Hill.
Is that the one where Chris Kattan saves everyone as a ghost?
Is it? I only remember her like in the basement. Like they open up like some closet and like there's a cleaned out cadaver. Like one of the ladies like gets chopped up and like completely carved out like a turkey. Fucked up. Fucked up.
90s horror movies are bad. We can watch Ghost Ship. Did you ever
Haven't
see
seen
Ghost
it,
Ship?
but isn't that with Charlie Sheen?
No. That's the one where Omar Epps tries to fuck a ghost and ends up falling down an elevator shaft.
I'm not looking forward to Halloween this year, for sure.
Let's just make Halloween all year round. I could program
Absolutely
a horror movie.
I don't need that shit in my head. No. I don't need all that shit in my head.
You're such a baby.
I'm not a baby. I have a great active imagination, and I don't need that shit in there.
Who cares?
So
you're fine.
Clearly, I don't need that shit in my head.
Guess what? Even if there is fucking paranormal and there's ghosts and stuff, you've lived this long and they ain't touched you yet. Just because you watch a movie don't mean they're gonna come get you. Be fine.
You don't know what I do with that on a daily basis.
It's fine. Ghosts aren't gonna get you. It's okay.
I don't know that for real, and I don't want to test that theory. Because that moment they do, a lot of them do. I've seen plenty of movies to say that.
Silliness. I'm done with this conversation.
So I think that'll do it for this week. We'll watch all that stuff, and we'll see you next week. Starting Cloak Dagger on Freeform. I believe that's still free, isn't it?
It's Freeform throws their shit on Hulu. That's how.
Oh, okay. So yeah, watch that first episode, Ladybird, and then Ocean's 8, Hereditary, and Hotel Artemis. So.
Definitely Hereditary.
I'm definitely not looking forward to it. But at least it seems like it's a great movie. I'm sure it'll fucking scare me to the point where I leave my lights on for a week, so. Yay!
Big baby.
Yay!
I hope you just scream.
I'm sure I will. I'm definitely seeing it Friday night if I can with a packed theater, so they scream over my screams. So fuck you. We'll catch you later.